One of the functions that news on television and on the internet gives us is the ability to vent our frustration in an abstract way. So when we're watching something on the television and somebody has our viewpoint, we get to feel as if our views are out in public, and this is there to pacify the populace, the public. It soothes the public when we see that people are having the debates that we're having, because we know that that makes our debate legitimate, and this is healthy for society. And when we're watching media and these bobbleheads, the talking heads, this is a reflection of how society feels about the things that are happening in our consciousness. Now, I'm going to take a quick look at that and take a look at the reasons why potentially we're getting a lot more angry in these types of debates, and they're just becoming really frayed at the edges and quite bad-tempered, I feel. But before we do that, before we look at the reasons why, I just thought it best to touch on a bit of reality. So, what is the reality of an illegal boat crossing?
رماح العراقي تم اجتياح لندن بتاريخ 8/8 الله اكبر ولله الحمد الله اكبر ابو حماد رماح العراقي تم اجتياح لندن بتاريخ 8/8 الله اكبر ولله الحمد الله اكبر ابو حماد.
And what we've just witnessed there is a demonstration, or one of the reasons why the atmosphere is heating up. And it's because we have a Reform UK leader in Nigel Farage, who has been an observer of Donald Trump in America and how successful he's been, particularly because he understands social media, particularly because he understands how to talk to people and how to get his message across, all of the things that Nigel Farage is also very good at. And, you know, it's funny whether you yourself would be able to picture any of the other leaders of any of the other political parties in this country putting a post like that up. They are quite simply unable to compete with the aggressive nature of Nigel Farage, who not only understands technology, but understands populism and understands how to rally people behind a cause. So without a doubt, even though I believe it's right and proper that Reform do this, without a doubt, we have to also hand on heart say that all of this has contributed to an increased temperature in the public domain. Even though, as I said, I do agree with what's happening with Reform, and I do agree with how Mr. Farage positions it, because there's no other way to position it. The facts are so hard-hitting, then just deliver the facts.
Now, I've been listening to you welcoming this first step towards the policy that you want, Mike, which is or that you're.
No, it's not at all the policy that I want.
You don't have any opinions, but
no, it's not the policy I want. And I'll tell you why it's not the policy I want, because it's not a reduction in the numbers of people coming here. It's an increase.
It's the first step. It's the first.
No, it's an increase in the numbers.
No, it's not an increase.
It is.
Why is it an increase?
Well, because more people came in yesterday, right? And none of them are being sent back. Two of them
some
might
of them
be
are.
sent back.
Some of them have.
How many?
Are prepared to be sent back.
How many of them are going to be sent back? Do you know?
We'll be told after they've arrived in France.
Why can't we be told now?
Well, because they don't want to. They don't want to reveal how few there are.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly. There's probably about one or two or three, maybe.
No. So you're welcoming this first step towards actually returning people to France?
No, I'm not, because one, if they do return them to France, which is a very long shot, because they will no doubt already be speaking to human rights lawyers who are going to tell them that they can challenge this, because even Yvette Cooper has acknowledged that they can challenge it. If indeed they do that, then they won't be going anywhere, and they'll be sitting here for months and months.
Well, they might eventually be going back to France.
Eventually,
I mean, that's the point of the pilot.
Yeah,
scheme.
but then when if indeed they do go back to France, they'll be replaced by some other people who will be coming here anyway. So
yes,
it's an
important
increase.
point, as I think
we do know that out of control immigration is fueling crime, and now we have the proof of that, because 50 hotels, just 50 of the 250 we have migrants in, were looked at, and from the people from those 50 hotels, 425 offences, criminal offences, have been committed. Of those, 109 were violent offences, 44 were sexual offences, 4 alleged counts of rape. So these people are coming to our country and they're being put up in 4-star hotels. They're getting
taxpayer expense.
At taxpayer, they're getting every luxury you can possibly imagine, things that they would never get in their own country, and yet they still come here and they're hurting people, they're robbing, and they're...
Well, some of them, a couple of them, we cannot expect asylum seekers are human beings. Human beings do bad things sometimes.
Oh,
You
really?
can't expect people...
Really, when a country is
not
giving
everyone
you a new life...
Carol, not everyone who comes over here is going to be a saint.
You can't be allowed to say it's okay to rape.
Of course, how dare you say that?
You?
I did not say that. I would never say how it's okay to rape. That's an outrageous thing to say. What I'm saying is that some people who come here, of course, will commit crimes and they should be dealt with in the normal way. It doesn't mean we have to throw the baby out of the bathwater by closing down the asylum system.
This feeling that we have rippling through the country of discontent and, unfairness, on the taxes and everything else, and, the criminal aspect to it all and foreign criminals, it's just got way out of hand at this point. And those arguments coming from the left that we witnessed there, when stacked up against the facts which are now staring everybody in the face, and the obvious questions that seem to just, demolish any argument coming from the left whenever I watch them on TV, they always lose these arguments now because they've lost the argument. And time again, they have to resort to compassion, empathy and love with which to sell it, which means they've lost the argument. But I just think all of these things are a reflection of how people feel. We're actually moving beyond arguments now to just a feeling running through everything, like, enough now. We need some change here, not just a slogan like we need change, like this needs just to be stopped. And things are going to continue to escalate until such thing happens, I'm afraid. Thanks for your time.